Hello, and welcome to a new episode of Corey and Kevin Talk About Nothing. If you're tuning in for the first time,
I'm Corey.
I'm Kevin, and on today's special episode, we have a special guest, Jeceeca.
Hi.
Hello, Jeceeca. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing well.
Doing very, very, very well.
Hello,
Wow.
hello from the basement. I know you're upstairs.
Yes.
That's funny. Before we get started, though, if you want to get notifications when we drop new content, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. If you have any suggestions, ideas, this is a spooky Halloween October episodes. If you have any stories, anything like that, ooh, very spooky. Just you can email us at cktalkaboutnothing@gmail.com. You can tweet us at CoreyKevin1. And then if you're also looking for a new chair at all, you can go to triumphchairs.com. Yeah. What's a promo code, Kev?
I would go ahead and use a CKTAN Triumph, and that'll get
nice.
you 10% off right there.
10% off.
Your order.
Yeah. All of them.
All of all of your orders.
Yeah.
So get out there and get yourself a chair today.
You can be a salesman. Man.
Yeah, right. I've been hired on full time, so I'm pretty excited.
Nice.
So today's episode, we have our special guest who said that she wanted to take it over. So I guess without further ado, what do you got for us?
Floor's yours.
All things spooky. But first, we have a guest who I already showed. He's the guest of the guest.
And what's his name?
Yeah, what's his name?
I was gonna have a collaboration session about that. I did not name him prior to the podcast. So what should we name that? It's a skull.
Yeah, it's
Little
a
skull head here.
It's a skull, and his name shall be.
I always just go
Samuel.
for that's boring, right? No offense to the Samuels out there.
Yeah, poor Sam.
What about
Yeah.
Hubert?
Hubert Cumberdale. You taste like
Hubert.
soot and poo.
Rusty
Hubert?
Spins.
Yeah.
Hubert? Are we all in favor of Hubert?
I'm in favor of Hubert. Yeah.
In favor.
All right, okay. Corey hesitated. He doesn't like the name.
No, I do like the name. Woo! Hubert!
If anybody knows about Hubert Cumberdale,
Right.
hit us up. Tweet us.
Yeah.
Corey Kevin 1, because I'd be very surprised if there's anybody out there that knows about Hubert Cumberdale.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
Wait, I thought we tried to show you once.
yeah, Salad Fingers. You ever watched the
Oh,
show Salad
yes, I
Fingers?
did. Yeah, okay. Yes.
He's
Yeah, all right.
riding
I
the
do.
faucets.
Yeah. All right. Now I know.
And he's
Yeah, wait a
he's
minute.
one of the finger puppets.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
He tries to eat it.
That's funny.
And then I have a rat. I was going to try and display these things, but my setup isn't letting me display them. So a little rat with red eyes.
Nice.
Another rat.
Wow, that's a fuzzy rat, huh?
Yeah,
that
this one's
one-
gross. He
that looks
sheds
gross.
too. Has really
Oh.
long nails, like wood nails. No, but I was thinking we just kind of go through and remember some of our favorites from when we were younger in Halloween, or even up to today in the current world. Even though I think this Halloween might look a little different compared to the past with the circumstance, but. I mean, what was your favorite Halloween memory, your favorite costume? Let's start with costume. What was everyone's favorite costume?
Favorite costume? Me?
Kevin,
Yeah.
Favorite costume? Like as a child, childhood memory,
Or ever. I mean, it could be ever.
or ever. All right, so I'd have to say my favorite costume would probably have to be the dude from the Big Lebowski.
Yeah, that was a good
Just
one.
because I had the long hair and the beard to pull it off, so I really enjoyed that one. To be honest, I can't really think of anything specific that I dressed up as a kid. I know I had tons of outfits, but I'll tell you, I cannot pick one that really rings a bell. So I'm
Really?
gonna go with the one that gave me the most enjoyment, which was the dude, the Big Lebowski.
Okay.
Nice.
Corey?
See, I was going to have to choose, actually probably from the same year. My favorite, like, and I don't know, I think it's probably the Joker that I did.
Oh, nice.
But if I go for like childhood memory, one of my favorite memories ever. Like, I'm not gonna go by full memory, but like memory of in the outfit, and then also the story that goes along with it. Sweet, but I dressed up as Eminem. I dyed my hair. I
my
did the
gosh.
full spiel when he was huge. So I did the entire thing.
Awesome.
And I mean, I'll go into more details because I think that's probably my favorite costume later. But so I'd probably have to say the Joker, but my favorite memory is probably that one. So
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Yeah, what about
Joker-
yourself? Oh, go ahead.
Wait, I think, were we going to hear your story now, Corey, about...
No.
Oh, you're waiting. Okay.
I'm waiting.
It's a
What,
secret
what
story
are
about
we waiting
Eminem.
for?
We'll find out.
I guess so. All right. All right. Well,
That's
Jessica,
already
what about you?
spooky.
What about your favorite costume?
It's interesting that you guys all went for current. Mine that comes to mind was probably Baby Bop from Barney.
Baby
So-
Bop.
Baby Bob.
I was a
I don't-
super Barney
Oh,
fan.
man.
I don't remember what Baby Bob looks like, to be 100% honest with you.
Oh, like a little green dinosaur. And actually, she's really made a comeback recently because there's a video of her dancing to a live audience, and people put the WAP sound, like music behind it, and it actually fits perfectly. So you have poor Baby Bop dancing to WAP.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
strongly-
she's like, huh?
I was going to say, I strongly urge you to Google what Baby Bop looks like, because that was your
I
costume?
had literally like a full head to toe outfit, like the whole dinosaur outline in my head. I don't even know what age I was, but there is a story behind that one because there used to be like a Halloween costume contest and like local little get together at the town we lived in at the time at the police station, and they had a costume contest, and I remember that I think I was supposed to win, but some other girl's mom like took the trophy or something. I remember it being big drama with my mom.
That's horrible.
I know, devastated, but I got a cool colored pumpkin out of it. Oh yeah, she's so
I
cute.
feel like I just learned something new about my wife.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I would like to find that lady and
I know.
take
I'm
that
pretty
damn
sure.
award back, you jerk.
I'm pretty sure my mom wanted to whoop some ass that day, but
I bet.
We probably there's probably like she probably wound up with like a broken leg, and your mom was like, "We don't ever need to bring up this argument
No.
ever."
yeah.
She Tanya Harding that one, you know.
I was gonna say that's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, but other than that, when you're younger, you go through like the same costumes over and over. So it's like I had repeat princess, repeat witch.
I was
Some
Michael Myers
years.
for years.
That's an easy one.
Yeah.
It was so easy and it was so fun. I loved it.
Yeah, and creepy.
Yeah.
The Jason mask's creepy too.
Yeah.
My brother used to do that. He would wear all the creepy masks like
But-
Freddy Krueger.
But that wasn't just for Halloween. That was just
Yeah, yeah.
That's funny.
yeah. I had
Terrifying.
some like sweet fake plastic armor, a sweet sword.
Yeah.
But I feel like we never bought it brand new, so it was always like missing pieces. So you just like put stuff together and be like, "This is what I'm going as." And
It was
we always
probably your
had,
brother's
like-
leftovers.
Well, yeah, we
Yeah.
had like tubs and tubs of Halloween stuff, and it was just like, well, start mixing and matching. But now that I think about it, I did have this really sweet mask one year that had like the pump, and it would pump blood into the face.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So
Sweet,
that was
yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
sweet. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Did you like act like you were crying, like, oh, and then like press the blood?
I don't think I was much of an actor. I was probably just like, am I scary?
Watch what this can do.
Yeah, right.
Right.
And then for hours, I'm just like playing with it, like, whoa.
That's funny. I mean, I made a
Trippy.
badass Power Ranger when I was a kid. I remember that one. That was
Ooh,
and
Power
that
Ranger's
was
cool.
sweet. Yeah.
Power
But
Rangers.
that was like
yeah.
when I was real young. But like, cause all my neighbor kids, I had like 4 or 5 kids that were all in the neighborhood right there. We hung out every day. We all dressed up as different color Power Rangers, so it was so sweet. We even had like the girl as she dressed
That's
up as
cool.
the pink one. I mean, it was sweet. But but it's not. I can't really say that's my favorite though. I mean,
You're right.
I really can't. It's not my fave, but it was fun.
fave.
I remember I did dress up as a clown one year, and actually I think my sister and I both dressed up as clowns the same year. And
I'm pretty sure there's picture proof.
Yeah, there's we used to have at our school. We used to have like a parade. All the kids would parade in their costumes all around the school, so everybody gets to see everybody. And I just remembered walking in those ridiculously large shoes and being like, "This is the last. I'm not doing this ever again. This is awful."
That's kind of.
But you had like those sweet glow, the Boo glasses that played music and flashed lights.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved all that stuff.
So I wonder now that we have our own kid, like, will Halloween parties be the same as they were for us as kids? Because I remember like school Halloween parties were all out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember us actually having like Halloween parties. I'm like we had the parade. You could dress up. You got candy. I mean, it was definitely a day of Halloween, but I don't know if we ever really had parties. And then I didn't really get invited to like if there were like kids Halloween parties. I just remember trick or treating every year.
Yeah.
Every year.
Well, that
Even
leads
last
me to
year.
my.
Yeah, I definitely stretched out trick or treating too many years, but it was still fun.
Yeah,
Me
for sure.
too. Yeah.
No shame in that game.
Nope.
Candy.
Pillowcases and pillowcases full.
I was just well. You just took my next question. Were you
Oh.
a pillowcase kid or a bucket kid?
You know when
Definitely pillowcase.
when we were real little, we had pumpkins.
Yeah.
But
well,
as we
yeah.
grew older and everything, and we started hitting those houses ourselves, man, you gotta get the pillowcase. You gotta get the most amount of space, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll say, and I was the kid that would run as fast as I could I would walk out of the yard
houses.
and then sprint. I mean, it's funny because even as you live in the same neighborhood for so long, people start knowing who you are a little bit, right? At least the general idea. So when I show up and I'm dressed up in Eminem, I'm double hitting houses. They don't like that too much, you know.
Oh, you double hit houses?
Well, sometimes, listen, it was the end of the hour. They were still up. The lights were still going. There wasn't many kids. So
Oh,
there was
yeah,
a couple
yeah,
kids
yeah.
I'd go up. So I'd borrow a couple extra pieces, you know?
Yeah,
Borrow?
they give
Would
you
you return?
handfuls. Yeah, you start getting handfuls. They don't care at that point. They're
exactly.
like,
Yeah,
shit,
no,
get rid
just
of
get rid of it.
I don't want all
Exactly,
this candy in
they
my
don't want
house.
Yeah, we had a neighborhood around us that always handed out the big candy bars, but to be honest, I really enjoy my neighborhood growing up. I mean, we had people that would do like haunted houses in their garages. I mean, if you would see my neighborhood growing up, there's streets everywhere. None of them are main road streets, so like you could just go and go and go. And I swear it used to go way later when we were kids, you know. It'd be
I
like
agree.
9 p.m. and I'm like, whoa, it's a school night. But what about you? Were you a pillowcase or
Pillowcase. I think I was probably the same where it was bucket when I was younger, and then once I was kind of on my own, it was a pillowcase so I can get all the goods. But I think I'm a paranoid adult because my dad or my mom would drive everywhere we would go. It's like we were always being watched. Me and my friends, whoever I was trick or treating with, would always be watched because my dad would be driving. It also
like
kind of made
every
me
year?
lazy. Yeah. Yeah, like I was never just left to my devices to go aim, and wander.
Oh yeah, we were definitely left. I mean, obviously later on, my dad loved taking us. He would take all three of us. My mom would be at home, hand out candy, but my dad would take all three of us. For the most part, he enjoyed it. Obviously, as kids, their legs grow a little tired. I can't do it. Can you pick me up, please?
And then you also don't want to go home because you're not gonna get that much candy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you got to carry me to each house.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I'm not done by any means.
Right.
But my legs
No.
are tired.
yeah.
But like, why did it always have to rain and be so cold on Halloween? On
Always.
trick or treat, every time. I just remember it being rainy every single trick or treat.
Yeah, for definitely for the majority, because like it sucked. I mean, if you're from Ohio, you know that your Halloween costume is cool and all, but it's gonna either be covered up with a coat,
Yes.
or you got to have a coat underneath it because
Yep.
it gets
Always.
either cold, rainy, and if you're gonna be out that long, I mean, you're gonna need some heat.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
What was your favorite candy bar? What was the one that? Well, okay. Let me ask. Were you like a chaotic candy kid, or would you get home and separate all your candy and then like look at what's your favorite, trade with your siblings, the ones that you like gave two shits less about?
Yeah. I definitely would say that. So my mom made us not split the candy, but she used to make us open up all the candy. Not, I mean, like dump out whatever we got in our own
Okay.
piles. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
In the living room, so everybody got their own pile, and you had to check every single one to see if it was opened. And if it was open,
Yeah.
right in the middle of us, trash can. Because
Oh,
if it was
yeah.
opened, tainted.
Poisoned.
She's like, no way. So then, I mean, don't get me wrong, it really wasn't usually that many, but I mean, just in packages, that's what they happen. And
Yeah.
at that moment, I didn't like coconut, I didn't like New York patties, I didn't like any of that stuff. Like growing up, so my brothers both got those every single time. So those almond joys was a big one. No, I like them all now. I would eat every one of them now, but as a kid, I'm like, nope.
Did you watch The Boys?
I did.
Speaking of almond joy,
Right.
I know.
Right. Awkward.
Yeah.
I know.
Awkward,
Seriously though, I know. Wow. I mean, it's pretty intense.
Yeah, that's-
For
know?
someone so hardcore, that's such a.
it's one hell of a weakness. Yeah. Anyways, I just heard almond
Well,
joy, and I just think,
yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yep.
Almond joy's
Yeah.
a deadly weapon.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Now, my family, like when we trick or treated as kids, as siblings, we would get home, dump all our candy on the floor, start separating, in piles of our different candies, and then we'd make trades and all that stuff. I think growing up, I'd say I really liked Snickers, Reese's, and there's this one year that this one house was giving away like this. It's just I couldn't even tell you what the hell it was. It was almost like a goo, like a candy goo. You ever see those, like the Halloween ooze or whatever, and it's candy.
Yeah.
Okay,
I've
I don't know.
seen that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
don't know.
like pure disgusting sugar, but
Yeah.
it's obviously delicious. And I remember one time a house gave me that, and I was like, "Whoa, big time! This is wow." But
Like some of those things that were in a wax thing. Is that what you're talking about?
no,
No.
these
I
were
can't-
like
They'd come in like little
picture it.
cauldron looking or like little beakers.
Yep.
Like science beakers.
yep.
Not ringing a bell. If I saw it, I may know it, but I cannot.
Yeah.
I can't.
So
For sure.
what you were saying, Jessica, that you guys would divvy up, or would you guys separate, or what would you guys do?
Yep. We were the same. It sounds like most households were separating their candy and trading.
It's like
Yeah, I
the
was
one
the
time a
same.
year that kids are like OCD, like
Yeah. The one time you can get them to sit and organize.
yeah.
Yeah. Mine was Reese's and Snickers and Sixlets.
Yeah.
I still love Sixlets. They're so good.
boring.
I think that's what's great about them. They're just basic. Basic and delicious, and they kind of taste like oranges.
No, that's actually false.
Taste like to me.
That's actually a false advertisement. Do not eat the
Your
Sixlets.
taste buds suck.
Yeah, I eat outdated cupcakes, and they're delicious to me.
That's true.
Yeah.
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 What?
Frozen cupcakes
Yeah. Literally.
for a year don't really keep well.
How old do you think you were when the last time you went trick or treating?
I was probably a freshman in high school.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah. So I
So-
think I was like probably 14, 15, so probably the same thing, probably the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I did tech crew in my school, which was like anything in the auditorium that spotlighting, light board, soundboard, microphones, all that stuff. So I remember Halloween night we were actually working, and we got done early. So where our school is, there's a neighborhood that's right. You just cross through some bushes and you're in a neighborhood. I'm like, I'm hitting this neighborhood up. I'm getting some candy. I was probably like a sophomore in high school. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
No.
Let's get
Did
some
you dress
candy.
up?
Huh?
Were you dressed in anything, or you just go as a school kid?
Probably not. I probably just tried to scheme my way and get some candy.
Did
Yeah,
you
if you
get
had-
candy? Did you get candy?
As far as I remember I went to a few houses. So I hope so.
I'm asking a lot of detail from
Oh
your
yeah.
past.
From 20 years ago. Yeah. I specifically remember. Hold on. Let me.
Yeah.
If I had
did you go?
Snickers.
if I had the nostalgia pills from Watchmen, I think I'd be okay. I would be like,
There you go.
I'd go
There you go.
relive that experience. But
That's right.
so what about you, Corey? How old were you? Or did you say?
Yeah. I think I was like 15. I think I was like 15.
Yeah.
I mean that's just because that's when. Yeah, because I think it's when I switched schools, and when I switched schools, I was living with my two little brothers, and then I took them, but
Nice.
I was like the chaperone, so
Yeah.
I didn't walk up with there and get anything, like I didn't do any of that. So
I gotcha.
I was just walking with them, just because we didn't hit a big area. Where my dad lives now, it's not that there's not houses, but it's hard to get from street to street to street to house to house to house. It's like you go out on the main road, and then you got to cross over here, and then with two little kids,
Oh,
yeah,
kids walking on the thing, I'm like, you know what, we're not doing that. So we hit the local houses, and we did the best we could, but
Now,
Other
do you
than that.
remember what you guys dressed up as for your last outing?
what, for me and my little brothers?
Well, yeah, whenever the last time you
yeah.
trick or treated.
I think, honestly, I think that I was the Slim Shady again for my last one. I really do think that I was Eminem again. It was either that. It was actually, you know what? It might not have been that. It might have been Michael Myers. Actually, I was that for quite a bit of years because it was just so easy. You put a jumpsuit on or something like that,
yeah.
or a blue coat. You know what I mean? And a mask. And that's all you have to do.
Super
so,
easy, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what I dressed. I think my friend and I dressed as rappers.
Candy wrappers.
No, that one got me though. That was corny. Had just the right amount of corn in it.
Thank you.
Um,
Candy corn. Oh.
Oh, you beat me to it. Beet juice.
Be- All right, now we're derailing here.
What, you didn't get beet juice in your trick or treat?
No, I didn't actually trick or treat by
Dwight.
Shroot Farms. Yeah, Shroot Farms was not in my neighborhood to get that beet juice, And I'm talking about that beet juice.
I was just about to say, you're talking about your beet juice. Yeah, no, I don't know. I remember maybe some gold chains.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It was like a lazy outfit because I just wanted candy and I was older. So
Oh yeah, exactly.
I didn't really care. There was no thought put into it. It wasn't cute. It was...
One of the best costumes we've seen is if you've watched the movie or the TV show Euphoria. Maud Apatow as Bob Ross.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is the best costume.
Yeah, it was really funny. I don't know, for some reason that popped up in my head because I was just really
Although
funny.
I really, really liked, we went to brew at the zoo on Saturday at Akron Zoo, which is awesome. And we saw this couple dressed as the Beetlejuice couple
Yeah. Yep.
in like
that's
the
cool.
monster masks. It was really, really cool.
Yeah,
They had it like down to the outfit and everything. It was great. It was like 90s love.
Yeah, that was a cool one. The jellyfish umbrella thing too. That was just like probably a really cheap but really awesome looking costume type of thing. Prop.
Yeah, so what it was, for Corey and those listening, it was an umbrella, and then people covered it in like whatever color you would want, tablecloth from Dollar Tree, and then they cut strips and hung them down and like crunched them up, kind of like how you crunch a straw wrapper, and it kind of does like the accordion type deal. And you know, they either stapled it or glued it all around the umbrella and put lights inside of the umbrella. And then they walked around and just held the umbrella up, and it looked like they were a glowing little jellyfish. It was the coolest thing ever. It was so simple.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's
was
sweet.
really
Okay.
cool.
All right.
Yeah, really, really cool. All right, so we covered costumes.
She's
Candy.
got like a mental checklist over here.
Yep.
I know, I've been thinking about it. Because Halloween's always been my favorite. I just remember all the good feelings of having stuff decorated and hanging, you know, a witch outside, and it looked like it hit the tree.
Oh,
And its little
those
like
are fun.
legs were out.
Yeah.
Just Halloween's fun and warm and fall and everything.
Yeah, growing up, my sister and I, that was definitely our favorite. I mean, it still is my favorite holiday, but I'm sure it is for her too. But when the parents stopped decorating and we were getting older, my sister and I were like, nope, you know, we're still going all out. We'd still put the spider webs all over the bushes and put up everything. One year, Jeceeca and I actually did a Halloween party at my parents' house. We actually had quite the turnout, but it was so cold, the beer actually started freezing in the cups.
And like,
Wow.
we were not allowed to bring the party inside
Yeah.
per Kevin's mom.
Yeah, she did.
So like, you were stuck outside or tough titties.
Yeah, or you
like-
left, you know.
And you know, a few times people left. So
Yeah, but I put up like these stakes.
it was cool.
Yeah, I put these stakes in the ground, like real tall stakes, and then put sheets and made a walkway, and then we filled it with fog machine and strobe lights.
Yeah.
And then like nobody used that entrance. Everybody like walked
Ever.
around, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Like just walk through it."
That was definitely fun though.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We had a lot of people, and everybody, I think pretty much everybody dressed up. We had somebody come as the backwards man.
Yes, that was a good one.
Freddy Got Fingered. Yeah, that was like,
Creative.
yeah, an epic costume, because you got to be able to put it on, right?
But pretty simple too. Except for like, I wonder how he went to the bathroom. Maybe it was like elastic pants and like sew
Yeah.
a button on the back or something. Make it look like it's a whole facade. Maybe it was never actually backwards and it just appeared to be backwards.
It's a conspiracy.
Uh-oh.
Add that to the list, Alex Jones.
Yeah.
It's the world's biggest conspiracy.
What's the coolest costume you've ever seen? Anything that you could remember, you know, either going around as a kid or, you know, lately. That's kind of a hard question, you know.
Honestly, yeah, I went to downtown, but I've seen some pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Online, I always like the Pennywise ones and Georgie.
Yeah.
Those always turn out pretty nice.
Georgie?
Georgie? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I mean, I'll never forget.
I love dairy.
I'll never forget walking when we were going through downtown. We, because at that time you were actually able to drive through where the streets are. Yeah, you know, so like in the one
nice.
section everything's in. So you just drove slow. You just drove through and enjoyed the show.
That's
If you're going through downtown at this time, and you're not trying to do this, you're just an idiot. I mean, I'm being honest. I mean, there's just no way. So my aunt used to drive down the road. She had a van with 2 side doors on it. So my whole family would pack into this van because she lived right around the corner from downtown. So we were sitting in there, and all of a sudden, like, we saw there's sweet aliens. There was these 3 sweet aliens, and they looked so real, like, so, I mean, it was like full blown. Then all of a sudden we turned around to our right, and then all three of them, we were pulling up, and we hit like a red light or something where we had to stop, and all three of them jumped into the van with us, and we ended up like driving forward with them, and they ended up like partying with us in the van throughout the entire thing. They're like, our
That's
legs
funny.
are killing us because like they were standing on little stilts. They wanted to be tall aliens. So they didn't get like full blown stilts, but they got like little short ones that they were standing on too. So those were probably one of my favorite, like just one of the most memorable things I would probably say I have to see. They were pretty cool, and then they were just cool. I was young. I was probably like 13, 14 years old.
That's
You know what I
awesome.
mean? Sounds like super young, but it was sweet.
Yeah, that's cool.
That is cool. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, what about you, Kevin?
I know I asked the question, but I don't really. Nothing really comes to mind. I mean, obviously, over the years, we've seen some really funny ones and really good ones, but I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. I know our friends. They do a couple costume. They've done the couple costumes at our parties before. Wayne's World and
Silent.
I think Willy Wonka. Yeah. And they've done really well.
Yeah.
Jessica and I did the Big Lebowski. She was Maud, and I was the dude. So that was fun. We actually had 2 costumes each for that. So I had the regular overall maintenance man outfit from the movie, and then I bought the robe so that I could have something warm to wear outside. And then Jessica did the same. She had her Maud Lebowski outfit and then had the robe that she wears.
I took so long to make that dream sequence outfit, the Viking outfit, and I don't even think I wore it for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think so. It wasn't the main costume for the night.
The robe was definitely where it was at.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, because the 2 major Halloween parties that we've had, the same thing, cold and rainy. Every
year.
It's a bit of a bummer. And we try to go all out. We get like the hay bales for seats for the fire, and we decorate the entire house. And
Yeah.
So fun.
Those hail were sweet that one year. There's I won't name any names, but those hail bales they get some use. Let's just say that people sleep on them, pass out a little extra tipsy on them.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say something
remember
else. I was
those?
like, did stuff happen on the hay bales that I didn't know about?
Well, nothing terrible, but all I remember is doing is seeing or looking over somebody dropping a bottle and then just literally passing out.
who?
I'm just gonna say this: it was a bottle of Corona. That should.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That should help you out a
Noted.
little bit. Yes. So
That is so funny.
yeah, I just remember because I remember sitting out there. I think that's no, I don't remember, but I just remember looking over and all I hear is crash. The funny thing is, because she was leaning so far forward when she did it, the bottle didn't even break. All you heard is ding, 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 ding.
Oh my
and then
gosh.
she just went backward. Oh, funny.
We had those like Jello shots and the syringes, like the literal shots.
No.
Those are the best. They're
Yeah,
killer.
those were cool. I mean, yeah, we had the whole cauldron full of those things, and they were gone.
Those were
in,
gone.
Yeah, 10 minutes. It was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were apparently
Yeah.
popular.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go wrong with the Jello shot.
Yeah. We would even decorate the backwoods and try to make a haunted woods for the kids to go through. Of course, it was always muddy, and we risked the kids
Yeah.
coming back inside, so that was always awful.
Yeah.
And then the one year before this basement was finished like this, it was like a regular old basement. So we sent the kids down there to have their little Halloween party. Wow.
Oh my gosh, they wrecked it.
Yeah, they really wrecked it. And we were finding that Halloween confetti for years.
Until you redid it, right?
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
I'm sure that
I'm still
we would
finding
still be
some.
finding some. It's poking up through the carpet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a crazy mess. It was fun though.
So we had previously gone over our top 5 favorite horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
what about you, Jessica? Do you have a top 5 or even a top couple? Top few? A top 1?
Okay. Let me focus.
Because that's the same thing I did when I first started. When I had them like, all right, I'm gonna sit down and actually write down my favorite ones. I'm like, man, there's a lot of good ones. You know?
There's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, watch our last podcast, and we talked for an hour and 20 minutes of just different type of movies that are great, honorable mentions.
We couldn't stop with just the 5. We had to go with the honorable mentions list
every time.
Well, like I love the originals, Halloween. I was never like a huge fan of the Jason ones. When I was younger, Freddy Krueger really freaked me out. And, like, my cousin and brother would force me to watch it in, like, my aunt's creepy house. And it was just terrifying. Not a fan. 0 out of 10. I give that a 0 out of 10. I'm sure if I rewatched it now, I'd be creeped out. House of a Thousand Corpses. Strangers is super duper eerie.
Yeah.
There's a hotel one that freaks me out.
Vacancy.
That one, I don't know. That one really gave me the heebie-jeebies. Oh, Hills Have Eyes. That one's creepy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So let me just ask you this, because how about Scream? Like the original Scream.
The original Scream is pretty cool.
All right.
Creepy, but.
Yeah,
it was very creepy. I
didn't like bathrooms. I still check the bathrooms, make sure someone's not like standing on the toilet waiting for me. So
yes,
I'm always checking under.
Yeah.
I love that they pulled that fun twist at the end where it was actually 2 of them, and they made it very possible, which was cool. Because you had 2 psychopaths. At the end, they're both stabbing each other like, uh-oh, bro, I think that was like a real bad one, man. I don't want to die here, man.
Trick or Treat has sentimental value. I think, Kevin, you've probably already talked through that.
Yeah, that was that was the movie recommendation last time. Because it's a must-watch for Halloween. There's just so many good stories.
Yeah.
And they all interconnect, but like you said, it has sentimental value for us as well.
I just remember it playing on loop.
Yeah. You've seen the whole movie, but just like not in order. It's all non-linear.
Right, yeah, I just never knew. I didn't know what it was about till our first anniversary.
Yeah, when we watched it, we were like, oh, okay.
Right, I don't remember that. I remember that scene, kind of.
Wrong way.
What was the house on, or the, what am I thinking of? Kevin,
Are you talking about the series?
No. That series was wonderful, though. I can't wait for that to start up on the 9th.
Yes, I'm very excited about that. The Haunting of Bly Manor. You're talking about...
you know what I'm talking about. They stay in the mansion. House on Haunted Hill?
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Is that what I'm thinking about?
You're talking about what I think it came out in 1998. Are you talking that one?
Yeah. I know, you like the original.
Yeah. Boo. Let's go with Vincent Price, you know?
Psycho, that one always creeped me out. I feel like that movie was always playing when I went to my grandpa's. Maybe he was a serial killer.
It was always playing. It's not even, it's like November.
Seriously. It was either the movie... It was either the movie Psycho or pop-up videos.
VH1 pop-up video.
Pop-up videos. I learned a lot about Nirvana in those. Let's see.
Oh, okay. So that House on Haunted Hill actually came out in 1999, so it's a year off. But the one that I like is from 1959.
I was going to guess 60.
Yeah. Excellent movie though. I'll have to find it so that we can watch it, Jessica, because like I said, I literally have fond memories of eating apple pie on the couch with my family, ice cream, vanilla ice cream on top, watching this movie, being scared.
That's cute.
My parents were good about horror movies. We enjoyed them when we were young, so I feel like they've always been a part of the movies that we watch and everything, and it's always fun to watch a new one. Which I'm gonna save this for the movie recommendation.
Oh yeah,
for later. But we watched the movie last night, and I tell you,
it was great.
It was great. Just enjoyed it from start to finish. It was great.
Did it scare you?
No. It was it's like a new genre. Well, not new,
Horror-com.
but yeah, horror-com or com horror. You know, it's definitely comedic. You know,
Cam horror? What are you saying? I'm just kidding.
Com horror. You know. What was that? Kokor. That's from Super Troopers, where they would sneak it into the cartoon. Kokor.
Oh, yeah, recent ones too. Hereditary was kind of crazy.
Yep.
I watched that one. I cannot remember the name of it. It's about a clown on Netflix. It's a slasher film. It's like this big clown. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me look.
So while you're doing that, I'll just show off the new ones here. We've got Red from Us. She's holding her scissors, you know.
Nice.
Hands across America, baby. And then we have, I don't remember his name, but he's from Get Out. He's in the chair. Let's see if I can.
Oh, is it, yeah, that's when he's crying too. Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
good.
Is that Sam? Is it Sam?
Sam's from Trick or Treat. Let me look. Get Out.
Oh, the movie I found the title of the movie I was talking about, The Terrifier. There's no the. I lied. It's just Terrifier. But I actually enjoyed it. It was just one that I randomly threw on because I usually do that. Like if you're playing games or something, I'll just put on a scary movie. Or if I'm sad, scary movies are the best.
His name is Chris.
I was close.
Yeah, Sam Chris. But then I also have Patrick Bateman.
Yes.
He's in his rain jacket, American Psycho, you know?
Yeah.
He's awesome. He's ready to get that rain jacket all bloodied up.
You could totally paint blood on it.
I'm good. He's cool. I'll tell you though, that American Psycho, when the Funko arrived and like you see him in the raincoat, it just totally takes you back to that movie where he's Jared Leto's just chilling, all drunk on the couch, and Patrick Bateman. He is just like talking about music, and he's talking about how like whoever they're listening to is like their number one hits and all these popular facts about this band. But while he's talking about him, he's whacking this dude in the head with an axe. I mean, it's just like the way he like shuffles around, like dancing to the music while he's
so
just
peppy,
spraying blood everywhere. I'm like, this is awesome. It's a trippy movie. That American Psycho. If you haven't seen that one,
Man, I thought I saw that one, but that's just not ringing a bell to me though.
Oh, okay.
Try.
Christian Bale, by the way. I don't know why I said Chris. Christian Bale.
Oh, Chris, giving them nicknames like your buddies.
Yeah. Patrick Bateman is my buddy, all right? He's my Wall Street buddy.
Wall Street buddy.
I'm like searching movies. Oh, Invisible Man was good.
Oh, Invisible Man was really good, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely enjoyed that one. That one, like, you could completely get rid of that Kevin Bacon Hollow Man garbage movie because Invisible Man, that was a good one. That was enjoyable.
Kevin needs to watch What Lies Beneath. Corey, have you seen What Lies Beneath?
No.
Yeah, that is one I want to watch.
Yeah, when I was
Harrison
younger,
Ford,
that freaked
Michelle
me out.
Pfeiffer.
Mm-hmm.
I'll add to the list.
The original It. Sorry, Kevin. That one's still my favorite.
Boo. I'm not saying it's bad, but It Chapter 1 blows it out of the water. Now, It Chapter 2, garbage.
Snooze fest.
Yeah, seriously, so boring. And I don't know how you can be boring when you have a character called Pennywise the Dancing Clown. I don't know. I just don't. He hearts dairy, you know? Like, how do you...
I mean, he's cute, but he does not beat the original coming out of, like, clay holes. Oh, Gremlins!
No.
Is good.
Gremlins is a Christmas
movie. Blah, blah, blah.
All right, I can understand,
Both sides,
calling it a
both,
horror movie.
Yeah.
But for me personally, that's a Christmas movie.
I looked up scary movies and Zombieland popped up.
So that's like a total. I mean, that's the same thing. Shaun of the Dead is in there and everything.
Okay.
It's like, okay, I get. It's like it's almost like the movie we watched last night, though. It's not really scary, but it just has like those horror elements to it.
Yeah, it's a suspense, just like Jaws. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Jaws is not a horror film.
That's
It
true.
is a suspense film. You know, it's
Jaws
it's
is like
not a horror film.
Man versus nature. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know?
it's nothing to do with. I'm not like frightened because of a guy slicing me. If you're out there fishing Jaws, you're gonna get bit. You know what I mean? That's what happens. Yeah. So
Well, that brings up a good question, Corey. What's, like, everyone's biggest fear? Blah, blah, blah. Doom, 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 scary music. Lights start to flicker.
That's the sound of lightning.
Lightning
right?
strikes.
Yeah. I don't know. Biggest fear, like.
Like, what situation do you picture yourself in that would creep you out? In, like, the world of horror movies, not something like getting on a plane. That's
So probably because of like it already makes me nervous. I mean, I want to explore it, so like doesn't really like just paranormal. That's honestly what it would be. So and the reason that like so actually I watched like yesterday I watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Paranormal Activity 3. The only reason I watched 3 is because it was the only one that was on whatever streaming service I was on. I forget which one it was. So I just watched that one.
Mm-hmm.
But that right there would freak me out, like because that's truly. I mean, don't get me wrong. If Jason or Michael Myers, like something like that, is actually going to come, like, kill me, you really can't necessarily always defend yourself, but you can. There's a certain degree. Paranormal Activity is something I just feel like you can't control. Like, there's nothing. If it's true and there's a demon coming after you, that freaks me out.
Yeah. So do you think like if you were to do like an overnight ghost hunt and actually spend a night in the dark, do you think you'd you think you'd get spooked out?
Oh, probably. Oh, yeah. I mean, honestly, because it was funny because we were talking about that the couple of it was another podcast we were talking about that you guys have done that, and you know what I mean, you and Jessica have done that quite a bit, and you started feeling towards the very end that you weren't getting as scared, you weren't getting, you know what I mean, there's like you felt like there's always a rhyme and reason for these noises and these things like that, and I may have come to that result afterwards, but during. I'm telling you, I'm not, it's not happening. I'm going to be freaked out. I'm going to be a little bit nervous, you know, it's happening. It's going to suck. So, but I would love to do it though, because, and maybe that might help me get over my fear of it. Right. You know?
Yeah. I would say, I wouldn't necessarily say I had like a fear of the dark. I mean, I think everybody has like, I mean, when limited vision can freak anyone out, I think that's just a natural thing. But when we really started doing these ghost hunts, you get really comfortable in the dark. You get like really comfortable with going into these spaces where, in the insane asylum where they had like those crazy shower stalls where these insane people were kept in a stall butt naked for 24 hours a day because if they were given anything they'd like kill themselves or be violent with. I mean, so like you kind of like get used to the creepy and you just welcome it, you know what I mean? You want something to make your spine tingle, you know what I mean? You want something to knock something over or you know what I mean? It becomes a thrill. It's just like riding a roller coaster. It's like you got to be a thrill seeker.
I have to admit too, I think I'm more of the type who enjoys like that you're with a group. I don't think that I could go alone and do a ghost hunt, I think that would creep me out. But if I'm with people, it's a different experience. 'Cause I feel like if you experience it with a group, at least you have someone else to like share your experience with. Mm-hmm. So I think alone I would get in my own head and be like, nope, absolutely. I'm out.
And I think you can always feel comfortable blaming somebody else in certain circumstances like that, you know? Right. I mean, it's like, Kevin, quit moving, you know? I mean, like, you know, like that was Kevin. He breathed weird, you know?
Right.
You know, it could be something, anything like that. Breathing on my neck. You know?
I'm over here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I feel with the cats.
So, yeah.
It was a cat.
I remember the first ghost hunt I did was Mansfield Reformatory, and we spent the night there. And you'd take frequent breaks. I'd have to charge my equipment because, you know, it was old back then. So everything was wired and had to be powered. So I had to charge everything. So you'd kind of go back to the one station where you'd like kind of recoup. And I remember like we were heading back and I was like, you know, I'm not ready. Like I'm going to go out by myself. So I made it like a certain amount of feet. I'm not saying I went super far, but I started like walking around and just the quietness of being alone is definitely like, all right, I'm gonna turn back. I'll go back and hang out for a minute. But one, you know, I would use the video camera, and at this time, it was my brother, my sister, and somebody else that came with us to do the Mansfield Reformatory. And I remember everybody was walking in front of me, and I wound up being the last person walking. So, you know, behind me is nobody. So, like, you start getting that feeling because the darkness is on your back. You're like, I hope no freaking spirit is following me, man. I'm going to be the first one out of here.
Yeah. Where'd Kevin go?
Yeah, you keep, like, looking back. Like, guys, move faster. I don't like
it.
That's how I feel in a haunted house.
What's that?
I do not like being last in a haunted house.
Oh, yeah. Well, you also don't like being first. You definitely... although
I like middle.
Yeah. Although there were a couple of times where I nudged you forward.
The only time I ever got mad is because those they push you through two black inflated walls. Mm-hmm. So if you're claustrophobic or you don't like being put in a situation where you are made to feel claustrophobic, which is a whole part of the different sense that they wanted you to feel and the different fear that they wanted to embrace behind someone who's slow. That I would prefer to be first in because I could just book it through. But when you're behind other people, like, fucking move. Like,
yeah.
Like I'm getting anxiety thinking about it. So I hated those.
Yeah.
I would say like if we were to do a ghost hunt again, it would have to be. I mean, the Mansfield Reformatory was a blast. I loved our trip to West Virginia where we did the Trans-Allegheny Insane Asylum and the West Virginia State Penitentiary.
That was cool.
The last couple that we did, just you feel like these people are just trying to make money to do repairs to the house. So they're coming up with any story. Oh, there was like 15 people murdered here. And I'm like, show me the freaking papers. Like, you don't just like have people murdered and there's no record of it. Like, come on, there's got to be something.
Yeah. And like Kevin was saying, you almost get excited for the thrill, though. So, like, there was one place. Remember that bowling alley? It became a warehouse in Cuyahoga Falls, and then it turned into a bowling alley, or was once a bowling alley, blah, blah, blah. I feel like I actually felt like a connection with a spirit there, and that was pretty cool and exciting. It didn't feel scary or anything, but yeah, those moments are cool when you actually feel invested in the feeling. And whether it's fake or real, you're feeling it, so, you know, it's real to you in that moment.
Absolutely. Yeah, we used a pendulum, a crystal, on a chain, and you move it front to back for yes and side to side for no, and then you hold it perfectly still. And I kid you not, like I said on the previous podcast, that I've never had hard evidence. The only hard evidence I've ever had, I can't find anymore. But when you're holding this thing, you start feeling the tug, you know, of this crystal, and you start asking questions, and it's completely stopped. and your hand's not moving, and all of a sudden you start feeling like the tug. And you're like, oh, okay.
Do you remember?
It's pretty cool.
Do you remember we were all in a bathroom, or maybe it was just like you, I forget, a handful of people. We were in a bathroom, and we like asked if the spirit wanted us to leave, and it was immediately like a hard swing, yes. So we were like, okay, we're gonna go.
It was literally like swinging no.
Yeah.
And then it stopped and started swinging front to back. We're like,
right,
okay,
like get the hell out of here.
Thank you very much. We're gonna head out.
Yep.
Yeah. So there were
that
definitely
would freak me out. Like those are moments right there.
Right.
Yeah, I would be scared. I'd be really. I say scared, but I'd probably be just really
creeped out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
like,
you know, your heart
creepy.
starts pounding.
Yeah.
Your adrenaline starts. You fist fight a ghost. You know what I mean? Like, you get so pumped up.
But that's what scares me. You can't fist fight ghosts. They always win.
Jessica and I have fist fought some ghosts. They pretend. They pretend to
kick
get
them in, kick them in the balls.
ghost balls.
Ghost balls instead of space balls.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I think it depends on the group that you're with. You could be with some people that are, that are just like maybe too into it, and they don't do enough to debunk, or that they're not skeptic enough to even want to debunk. So they start taking anything for signs that there's ghosts or spirits, and really like a lot of these places are old. A lot of these places are unkept, so you're getting creaks and drafts
dust
and electrical interferences and all sorts of different things. So you really have to, okay, you got a reading? All right, get it again. Try again. Now, one time we were down, it was the alcoholics ward down in the Trans-Allegheny Insane Asylum, and we had these motion detectors. And the motion detectors were going off, but we found out the one was defective. It just kept going off. So it's like you really just have to be honest with yourself. Like, is this real, or am I just manufacturing this? And I think the last group we were with was just like manufacturing everything, and it just became a joke. It was just like, come on.
Yeah, we're too skeptical.
Yeah, and a lot of fun comes out of just the history of the buildings.
Yeah.
And,
it's definitely cool.
Yeah. I mean, the Trans-Allegheny Insane Asylum had tunnels that went to the graveyards and went to hospitals, and I mean it's truly amazing, the history, and that's that part really sucks you in, because you could go see a daytime tour of a place and walk through it, or take your own tour in the dark and have a little extra fun with it.
Yeah, and I would say like insane asylums are probably like the creepiest to think about, because you would get put in there back in the day for mild things like masturbation. You could be put into an insane asylum.
Wow.
Yeah.
What other ones?
Well, that would be for a woman. Yours was, you were like what? You had like political motivations or something like that.
Yes.
I forget. I'll have to find them one day, but when you do the Trans-Allegheny Insane Asylum, they'll actually like print you off a reason for why you were committed.
Yeah.
And, somebody had
They're
like
funny.
something for like chronic masturbation.
Yeah.
Jessica's was like a political motivated killing or something like that. I mean,
that makes sense.
Yeah. So it's just like all these funny things that could get you. But the crazy part is, back then, men could have their wives put in insane asylums if they were acting anyway, and it's insane. Get it? But
you're gonna get locked up.
There's people in there for a variety of reasons. They might not even be insane. Maybe they were driven insane by being in there. And maybe they even, I don't know where I'm going with that, but you could literally be put in for a variety of reasons, and I cannot imagine anybody who lived or died in there was
the agony.
It was a great energy. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's a lot of negative energy in there.
Yeah, and it makes you question, like, nowadays, too, though, like, mental health. We don't do much for those with mental health. So that's kind of crazy, too.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, like a lot of places that offer that kind of help or even long-term assistance and help have been shut down because of budget cuts, and that's just crazy.
No. Yeah.
I get it.
They're just terrible puns tonight.
I did it for you, though, you know?
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys.
Kevin, what's your biggest fear
Well,
in a horror movie setting?
Oh, in a horror movie setting, okay. So I would say my biggest fear overall, that's definitely changed in my life. I'd say drowning at this point.
Yeah. Fair.
But my biggest horror fear? I honestly don't care about paranormal. Like, I think I would just kind of have fun with it. Serial killers, I don't know. Buy a gun and shoot that bastard. Although if you're Michael Myers, you just keep coming back anyways.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I was going to say, these guys are
Oh.
Unkillable.
Can
What's that?
Can we talk about the fact that like having a toddler, I constantly now feel like Michael Myers. Like, I feel like she runs and I just walk and I can catch her. So I'm constantly
even the
feeling
music.
like a killer. Yeah, right. Just in a constant state of Michael Myers.
Yeah, right.
I am pale enough, so make it count.
I don't know. I guess maybe something with spiders or being stuck in a small space, stuff like that. Clowns don't really freak me out.
Buried alive?
I mean, that's awful. I don't know. I mean, that should just be everybody's fear, you know? Like, you should not, you know, I definitely do not
Wake
want
up
to be
in
buried
dirt.
alive.
Gosh, could you imagine? Ooh.
It's like that time in Step Brothers. What are you doing? I'm still alive. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's something that I've been trying to think of, just because you know, if you want to write a good horror movie or something like that, I feel like instead of gore, instead of popping out and surprising people, I feel like you really have to just mess with the comfortability. Make you as uncomfortable as possible. Something like The Strangers, where you could be in your house and that's your safe zone, right? But that can be breached, and that's scary. you know, so maybe that's it. Home invasion. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Looking around.
Well, you're on the second floor. I think you're all right. If you hear a ladder hit the side of the house, let me know though.
Yeah. Creepy.
What about you?
I would say I would be walking alone in the dark in like the 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock hour, and then I realize
This is so specific.
I haven't thought of this.
Yeah.
And then I hear someone behind me, but I don't see anyone. I get snatched up and tortured. I don't want to be kept as someone's captive and be continuously having to face horrible scenarios. And,
Like putting lotion.
someone ripping out my fingernails.
Oh,
and, like,
God.
putting shit in my eyeballs. And, like,
Oh, some like Clockwork Orange shit. You know, you got to rebrand. You gotta start. What is that? Mind controlling people.
I'm trying right now.
Clockwork Orange.
What?
Nobody?
I never saw that one. That's one I need to watch, though. I hear it's disturbing.
Oh, it's very disturbing.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't seen it, actually.
I also am very surprised. That'll be on the list. Yeah, actually, talking about all this haunted house or ghost hunts makes me actually want to go on one now. You know, like one that we can orchestrate. can.
I'm in.
Yeah. Well, you're out. No, I'm just kidding.
Ah!
Yeah.
So they're probably.
Hmm?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say we went with one of our friends, Brian, one time, and he loved it. He went into rooms by himself, would shut the door, had the voice recorder with him, and he definitely went all out. That was a lot of fun. He was there for the
West Virginia, yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Trans-Allegheny and the West Virginia State Penitentiary.
I was thinking you were talking about like haunted houses.
Oh, I mean, I do want to go to a haunted house, but obviously I don't know what that would look like COVID times. But what I was trying to get at was a ghost hunt,
Okay. Yeah, I'd probably do one again. I want to get those rods. What are they called?
Dowsing rods.
Dowsing rods. Yeah. I always liked those.
Hold the two rods and you ask questions and they can intersect and whatnot while you're holding them. Those are pretty cool.
Those always got me in my feels.
Yeah, I always liked the pendulum. That
one's cool.
I always felt like we got real good readings with those.
Yeah. Pass all of your energy through your crystal.
That would freak me out. I mean, that would really scare me because, they pulled out the Ouija board at my grandma's house, and then the family destroyed it because they were so scared. I mean, they legit. So, I mean, the story that I got as a kid, which I don't know 100%. I mean, I want to think that it's real. I still think it's real, but at the same time, it seems to be really far-fetched. But so, at my grandma's house, and I talked about this in the previous podcast, that her house was always a haunted house. They always scared me. There's a couple like odd end things that happened, and they put out a Ouija board. Like one time, my cousin woke up. My cousin and then my aunt were sleeping on the first level, and she wakes. Then my aunt wakes up, and then my cousin is actually standing up just talking to somebody. Just nobody else is in the room. Total silence everywhere else. The only person that she woke up to just her talking is what happened. So now that seems to be a for real thing, but at the same time you can also sleepwalk, right? So nobody has any idea.
Yeah.
She said it was her friend, blah blah blah. So what they ended up doing though after that happened, they actually got a Ouija board, and they started like just playing with one, getting it all situated, and they got a name and a name and death date for somebody. So they go over to the cemetery, which is like 3 turns away from my grandma's house, and there's I think it was like a 10-year-old child that was killed in a car accident right in front, like right in the corner where my grandma lived, the 2 roads.
Oh, that's crazy.
So that's where the car accident was, and then they were buried in the local place over there. There's a local home. And they said that's what they got there.
Wow.
But I mean, my other uncle lived there for years and years and years. He almost kind of took care of my grandma in a sense, So he lived there for years until he had a full blown family that just couldn't handle it anymore. So that's when they moved out. But until then, I mean, so I asked him about it, and I'm like, we're just randomly talking, and he's like, nothing else has ever happened, He really didn't believe the Ouija board 100%. He wasn't there, so he doesn't, so he questioned everything, but he also questioned because he lived there. I think when you live somewhere that's like that, I think you question it a lot more.
Yeah. You get used to
rationalize.
Absolutely. I mean, because her house was like nothing against grandma's house, but it's falling apart. I mean, there could be one day a strong wind comes through and it falls over. I'm just saying, it's that bad. So any sort of wind that can come through can make these noises and make this happen. Like when the flashlight blew over and then was off and on. Well, it's a button that turns off and on as it rolls. So it's hitting a button as it's rolling down this table because the floor is so unslanted, right? There's like multiple different stories, and as I get older, I think about it. I'm like, that was probably fake, right? That was probably fake. But that kid thing, if it's true, is a crazy thing, If they truly,
That's crazy,
got that out of it. So like Ouija boards freaked me out for a long, long time because growing up from that story, I'm like, well, I don't want to I'm good. If they leave me alone, I'll leave them alone. That was my whole thing growing up.
That's fair.
I mean, it's good in theory, but sometimes them demons possess you. Or sometimes you get a poltergeist and they say, you know what, you think your words, you say you're going to leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. No way.
Nope.
I'm a
No way.
poltergeist. I'm gonna destroy your freaking house because you built it on an Indian burial ground.
Yeah, so I think that's more like when I said my paranormal activity, like, I think that's more like what I was thinking. Like more demonic things. Like that's what I was kind of, you know what I mean? Because
That
like the
makes sense.
paranormal activity thing, like, so that's my fear. Like when I watch Paranormal Activity 3, like he brings down the entire, the pan set and everything in the kitchen that one time. And
Yeah,
then,
that'd be creepy.
And that'd be really weird. You know what I mean? If I'm just walking through and all of a sudden my entire ceiling falls through because of something like that, that's something that I can't control. I can't see, I can't stop, I can't do anything besides leave the household. That's the only thing you can do. But if you're stuck in the household for whatever reason, like the one part that freaked me out, like when I think about as a kid, I watched that Paranormal Activity 3, which didn't really freak me out, but the guy and the girl were playing Bloody Mary in the bathroom. So they're saying like, oh, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. And then all of a sudden, like the little girl goes open the door, and then something comes up, like coming from the back of the room, comes up to the door, so she slams it, and then she then whatever's on the outside is like shaking the door like ferociously, like furiously, or whatever word check, okay. But anyways, and then so like they were just going crazy. So like that's the kind of things that like would freak me out in the situation. If something moves, a door opens up, I'd like be more curious about those things. But when it's like something
Evil.
violent gonna hurt me, yeah, that's when I'm like, okay, now that hits me to a totally different level of things.
Yeah. See, I liked the Ouija. Kevin and I were just talking about the Ouija board the other day, and it's like, I'm always, just a skeptic, and someone else is moving it, so I never believed in it. And then Bloody Mary, we would do that, and I don't think anything ever came from that, unless I've been possessed for so many years.
Or it explains so much.
I'm saying, oh, wait a minute. Huh.
I had, though, like the family stories about my aunt's house being haunted and, creepy stuff there. But her upstairs did always freak me out. Like, I would run up if I forgot something and, like, book it back downstairs. Like, I don't want to be up here alone.
That's funny. Your guys' basement does the same thing to me. I just want you to know.
Which is crazy. I feel like our basement's so mild, but we're used to it. Obviously.
Anybody who's watching YouTube, this is the basement right here.
Yeah.
It looks pretty inviting. I'm just gonna say.
I mean,
now there is
when
the
I walked down
unfinished
that
side.
first half. The unfinished side's what scares me. Your regular basement's fine. I'm not saying that. But you also have that scary doorway under your stairs that could really just get me.
Anyone
then
could
you
be in
walk
there.
to the other side. Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, you guys have
Knives.
some like spots that could really
Now my
freak me out.
my family home, when we ripped up the carpet, there was actually a Ouija board that was painted on the floor with a pentagram, and they used to have. I'm just fucking with you.
Man,
Come on, bro.
I've never heard this
You should have the
story.
pentagram out.
We used to sacrifice people and lambs and stuff, and
always had
paint
goats
the
in the
goat's
house.
blood all over my face and stuff. I never told
Got it.
Jessica. I was like, she'll never come over here if she knows about our satanic rituals. But
It's
you guys
just
stop.
tomato paste.
yeah, we had to cover up the pentagrams with carpet. So anybody
That's
who
so
would
funny.
rip the carpet out of that house, even the walls, we painted over all the demonic stuff on the walls. We got to make sure that the house can sell afterwards. So, but on a serious note, I talked about this before on the previous podcast. Jessica was over that one night, the 3 knocks.
I never went downstairs to that
Inside
bathroom alone again.
What's that?
I never went downstairs to that bathroom alone again. I would literally wake you up.
That's right. You're right. We were downstairs making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches to go up to bed with. And, knock, knock, knock. And,
It was creepy.
yeah, that was real weird.
That would freak me out.
Loud as day. We were like, Mom, did you hear that too? I was just like, yeah, what was it?
Yeah, right. And it literally happened the night before, too, at the same exact time. It was so weird.
Creepy.
Yeah, that'd be so weird. Your mom just seems so nonchalant about it. Like,
Well, yeah,
she
I
must-
don't think
mean,
it's something that she wanted to think about while living
Yeah.
there. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
she was
Like,
alone
I'm
there
gonna
a
live
lot.
here. I don't want to be thinking that there's spirits and ghosts messing with me here. But, Mom, there was some weird shit that happened at that house that you cannot deny.
I thought of two movies. Oh.
No, go ahead. Two movies.
I thought of two movies as we were talking. The Sixth Sense.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. Yep.
Cupboards opening. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then Leprechaun. You said it, but that one's always a good one.
Oh, yeah.
And Poltergeist. You brought up Poltergeist.
The original, not the...
Yes, the original. I don't remember the new one.
I don't think we watched the new one.
Then how can we judge it?
Because it's a remake.
You like it?
Okay.
I
guess there's exceptions.
Walk yourself out of that one, Kevin. Awkward.
Hush up over there, all right? Don't be calling me out. This is Corey and Kevin talking about nothing, all right?
You can cut me out, whatever.
It's funny, but today it's like Jeceeca talks about nothing featuring Corey and Kevin.
Yeah, that's right.
I really quizzed you guys.
The takeover.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. I used my mind control to take over your podcast. Along with Hubert.
Hey, we hear a bit? How are ya?
Actually, it's pretty lined up.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a hairy
there.
skull.
Wait, is that it?
Nobody knows what you're saying.
Nope.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just...
Hubert.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense then. Well, do you have anything else for us, Jessica?
Fears, favorites.
Fears and favorites.
No. I feel good. I feel like we've talked about an ample amount of Halloween things, spooky things. I feel good about this.
Good. All right.
How about you guys?
No, I think, yeah. I mean, I think we answered pretty much all of trick-or-treating and...
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Corey, you said that you had some updates.
Yes. So I do want to talk a little bit about my Browns. My Browns were absolutely phenomenal this week. Last week I should say. Scored 49 points. One of the best games of the year. Maybe one of the best games of Browns ever.
What possessed them?
So I mean, Tony, it's huge. I mean, they've never put up this many points. I mean, there's been shootouts and stuff before. It's where they go high, but I mean, this was huge. I mean, really, we didn't do phenomenal and everything. Everybody did their job, and that's what the important thing that happened. The defense came to do their job. Everybody did their job this week, so I thought that was huge. So that we played well. I mean, it was 49-38. We beat the Cowboys, and I mean, the Cowboys has one of the best offenses right now. At least their quarterback, and their quarterback actually. So that's the kind of the crazy part. Their quarterback. So I always give my MVP of the week, and my MVP actually goes to Des Prescott, which is actually the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, and the reason that is because he was 41 for 58, so he completed 41 passes, which is crazy. I'll tell you, Baker Mayfield's our quarterbacks, and threw for 502 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Wow.
So he won absolutely. So he did crazy. So our quarterback he threw 19. He threw 30 passes and only completed 19 of them. So Des Prescott completed more passes than our quarterback did the entire game.
What?
But then he still lost. So that's the thing. So you still have to just for individual MVP. I mean, they were down. The first half I think was 20. I mean, I'm sorry. No, it was because hold on. Let me just look. Yeah, the first half was 31-14, and then they scored 24 points in the fourth quarter to make it 49-38. Because then the Browns scored another touchdown and then a 2-point conversion. So I mean, they just did phenomenal. So
that's awesome.
That's
awesome.
my big update.
Do you think it was probably sad for them not to have fans in the stands?
Yeah, I mean, I do think that it is kind of a big thing, but actually in the Dallas Cowboy thing, I think they're one of the stands that actually can have that because there was actually a Browns fan. There was a big meme
Oh, really?
Browns fan actually showed up because there's certain stadiums that can do the small amounts of fans and stuff, and it's
Oh,
like 5,000
cool.
or something. So,
Oh.
but there was one lonely Browns fan out there that made his way, and
That's
he
funny.
supported the Browns, and actually they came out to be a huge win. So it was sweet. I mean, I do think it's like really big right now. For the
Yeah,
players, so.
absolutely. Do you think they're going to win any more?
I think they're going to do well this year. I mean, right now they're 3-1. They've only lost one game so far this season.
That's
So I mean, they're
actually
actually
good for
doing
them.
pretty well. The only downfall, the people that we lost to, they kick our ass every single time, is the Baltimore Ravens, and they're part of our division. So like that's going to be the downfall for the Browns. I mean, I think we can make it to like a playoff berth. Kind of make it to the playoffs. Oops. But then after that though, we're just going to get. I mean, they're going to come and dominate us. I mean, they're just going to take it. I mean, it's just they're probably the second best team in the NFL. So it's gonna be how can you compete against that? I mean, really, it's just hard. So other than that, though, I think they'll do well, and I think they'll do well this season, which gives us boost, though.
That's awesome.
There's always next year.
I had a great idea. They
that?
should allow the players to dress up in costumes and play.
That'd be funny.
I mean, that would be sweet. The only problem would be putting it over pads may suck.
Come
That's
on.
only gonna be the only downfall.
Come on, what's the point of having those big tough muscles if you're just gonna let all the pads hit? Come on.
I mean,
You know how they
Tough
used to
muscles.
play it back in the day? Come on.
they still had pads. They've always had pads. their whole
Yeah,
life.
a bit different. Do you remember
I mean,
their
a bit
helmets?
different.
Leather helmets?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that is
I
kinda crazy.
understand.
I'm just
Yeah, this is
saying,
crazy.
like
Yeah.
you could probably put your outfit over that stuff. It
I
would
would just
definitely
do,
bring
like-
in the fans. I'd say I would watch it.
They would just need to do like an Avengers Endgame. Everyone dress up.
I mean, that'd be sweet.
That would be sweet.
Everybody pick a superhero.
Yeah, that'd be
and
fun.
All
everybody-
right, how about the XFL? The XFL should do that.
Yeah.
they're
All right,
they're
I'm in
they're a
for
bit
that.
more
Yeah.
violent. So
They are. So that I would like that too. So it's crazy because XFL has actually got canceled this year, and they're going to bring it back in 2021 or 22. I think maybe 22.
yeah,
They're gonna try to
Dwayne
launch it
Johnson, and a few others. They bought the XFL. I always thought it was a cool idea. I just felt
Yeah.
like that Vincent McMahon. He's not a. He did something because that did not go anywhere.
there. It did not like anywhere whatsoever, and it really has potential. I mean, I think it's gonna be hard to compete against the NFL, but
Well, yeah, I mean that's rooted.
Yeah.
I mean that's
exactly, absolutely, yeah. So I think that's gonna be really difficult, but to kind of bring some more, violence to the game and a little bit more of just, I mean, what football used to be.
Or like
honestly.
Raw.
Yeah, I think it'll do. I mean, I think it'll do well. I mean, I really do. Dwayne Johnson he's an ex-football player. I mean, wrestler.
I was
he's
gonna
pretty
say,
much-
yeah.
I was like, damn, I didn't know he did that.
Well, he actually was. He was like an all-star all the way through high school, and then actually
That's
just didn't
cool.
make it to the college. So he was actually like a superstar in high school, and then for some reason something happened to him in college to where he won, and then he ended up being a wrestler somehow. But I heard some of the story. But
I think
he was actually
I
a really
think he
good
blew
football
out his knee or something. Something happened with his knee or something.
Was
I
it?
thought.
Yeah, as I say, I couldn't remember. Something happened to where his football career just got ended,
Mhm.
and then he moved to wrestling. So,
I couldn't imagine the toll football takes on your body.
Yeah.
no, it's insane. I mean,
Yeah.
growing up as a kid, I mean, I still have marks on my legs and my my back from, and I only played till 10th grade.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't play
crazy.
anything after that. So,
Yeah. Could not
All right.
imagine.
We'll move on to the Thursday movie suggestion. And since
Oh.
we're still in the spooky season, we're going to continue with the horror genre. Now, the movie that I'm suggesting is the one that Jessica and I had just watched last night. It's called Ready or Not. And I'll read the synopsis here. A bride's wedding night takes a sinister turn when her eccentric new in-laws force her to take part in a terrifying game. I'll tell you what, it was
awesome.
Yeah. That
it was good.
it
Oh,
was,
you have to watch it. It was funny.
Yes.
Alright.
It's
Okay.
funny. It's
Creepy.
well done. It's creative.
Yeah.
It's violent. It's got everything in an awesome little package, and it's just awesome. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome. Okay. All right.
all of the actors. I don't think there was a
Oh, yeah, they're
single bad
great.
performance. And then there were some performances that were just like, this is like my favorite character ever.
Yeah. It was was just like a realistic approach on how people probably really act in the circumstance that they're in. It felt like something true. It wasn't just a scripted thing. It felt like real reactions to the experience that was, happening.
I have to agree. Like the dialogue in the movie is just so realistic that it just makes you laugh even more because you're like, wow, like you could just see this being real. Like
Right.
So if you have not watched that one, that came in 2019. Right now it's on HBO Max, and Sweet. Definitely give it a shot.
Watch it.
It is awesome. So.
Yeah.
Not many. I try to do movie suggestions that might be a little bit older, that maybe people passed over or skipped, but this one's undeniable. And since we're in the horror spirit and everything, you might as well get that one.
Yeah. We also listed like 20 other movies in this episode, so.
Oh yeah, you should have heard our top 5. Our top 5. As soon as we were done with the top 5, we had like 20 honorable mentions, and then oh wait, what about this one?
I remember this. Yeah.
And you actually realize you're like, wow, so many horror movies come out every year, and there's at least a couple that are noteworthy. Most are garbage, but like Jessica and I disagree on Scary Stories We Tell in the Dark, or Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I thought it was borderline garbage. Jessica,
I don't think so. I think it was exactly what it was supposed to be.
If it were PG, I would agree with you. If it were PG, I'd be there.
No, I think you're being hardcore.
Yeah, well, absolutely. If you're gonna be a PG-13 horror, come on, at least have something in there.
Hey. Sticking my nose up.
Whatever.
Whatever. I'm kidding.
If you got limited time, you got to watch the good stuff. At least find the good stuff. Anyways.
I was trying to be quick on find some garbage that you've made me watch before, but I couldn't think of anything.
I've made you watch garbage before? I
don't know. I was trying to think of something so I could be petty, but...
Well, I guarantee you there's stuff. I'm sure there's garbage that I'm like... Oh, wait. Free State of Jones. I've made you watch some garbage. Now, Free State of Jones, I unfortunately bought that one. Did not like that one.
Yeah, we turned that off.
You know what's a horror movie that's also on it's on my Vudu, and I wish I almost want to remove it. Because it's so bad. We watched like 5-10 minutes of it and we turned it off. Rob Zombie's 31. Awful.
As soon as I saw a midget Nazi, I was like, no.
I feel like he was riding around on a tricycle too, like just in some weird basement. It's just
bad. It was bad.
All right, I'll take that one off my list then.
Yeah, it was like basically, let me throw anything I can at you, right all at once, and it was just like, I don't care. I don't care about the story. I don't care about anything. Let's turn this garbage off.
Yeah, for sure.
But all right. So, thank you very much, Jessica, for coming on to the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you,
our first guest since we switched over from trivia to the discussion, the talk show. So
cool.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So if anybody else wants to be a guest, hit us up, email us, cktalkaboutnothing@gmail.com, or tweet us at CoreyKevin1.
Do it.
I'm sorry?
I said do it.
Do
Put
it.
Peer pressure.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. Have a good one.
Bye.